So right after my menu, I want there to be just some welcome text. So I'm going to use the paragraph tag. It's just a P, bracket P and the end bracket. And then whatever you type in here, I'll call it welcome to my web page, and this will display, I'm going to say here you will find information about me. And then you end the paragraph with the end tag. So that'll just be a little paragraph of text that shows up there. So next, right below this, I want to show an image. So for our image tag, we are going to start, let me space down so you can see better, start by typing img for image. And then similarly to the href for the link, we need to tell the browser where to find the image that it's going to display. So to do that, you type in src for source. And then again, you use the equal sign and the quotation mark, and then you would type in the name of your image. So mine was me, and it was a JPEG or JPG file, so I'm going to type in .jpg. Now, if I leave it like this, the browser is going to be looking for this me.jpg file in our sites folder. But as you can see, it's not in our sites folder, it's in the graphics folder within the sites folder. So we need to tell it to first look in that graphics folder. And to do that, you just type in the name of the folder. Ours is graphics, and then a slash. So now it will look, it's kind of similar if you look here. The slash is a different way, but you can see it's saying sites/graphics, and then this is inside there. So you're just telling it to look there. And then again, make sure you have your end quotation mark. And now another important part of the image is the alt tag. Now the alt tag is what is going to display if someone can't see the image for some reason. This could be that if the image just breaks and the browser won't load it, it'll show the alt text. If someone is blind or is using a screen reader and they can't actually see the image, the screen reader will read out this alt text, so that way they can still know what the image is. And also, maybe some people might turn off images on their mobile devices so that they don't use up all their data plan, things like that. It will show the alt image instead. So as you'll see in a later module, it's really important for accessibility to make sure that you use this alt tag. And it's also important for search engine optimization, which you'll learn more about that too. But the search engines will look at this alt text whenever anyone does a search for a keyword. So if you have a keyword that, let's say you have an image of a flower, and so the alt text says this is a flower, that keyword will be found by the search engine. That's a really simple, basic example, but so to do that, again, you type in alt and then the equal sign and the quotation mark, and then type in whatever you want it to say. So I'm going to say photograph of author because it's just a picture of me. And then you'll end the alt tag with the quotation mark, and then we just need to end the image tag. Now the image tag is a little different than the other ones that we've seen, because most, like, we'll look at the paragraph, you have the paragraph tag, some text, and then the end paragraph tag. For the image, it's actually going to be the image and then whatever, all the source and alt that we have, and then you just end the tag like that. So we'll just come up here, you'll just space out one from your quotation mark and then end the tag like that. So you can see that's a little bit different than the other ones that we've seen. Another tag that's similar to this image tag and the way it does it is the line break. So the line break will just space down because HTML will not read these spaces that I'm doing. So there won't be a space between the paragraph and the image. Even though I've put one here, the browser doesn't read that. This is just for my own view. So in order to actually put a space there, we'll go ahead and put one in here, you have to do a line break, which is just a bracket and then BR for break. And then again, instead of doing something like that, that doesn't exist. You just space and then do the ending, the slash, and then the ending bracket. So you can see that's kind of similar to the image tag. So that's how you do a line break. And then next I want to do a heading 2. So this one's going to be a little smaller than my welcome heading 1 up here, but it's the same exact way. You just do H2 and then you type in whatever you want to display. I'm going to talk about my hobbies, and then, or actually I'm going to do about me first. Oops, I can't type. And then you end your H2. And then below this I'm going to put in a paragraph. I'm just going to copy and paste from another document I have over here. So there's a little paragraph about me, and then I'm going to end the paragraph, and then I want to do another paragraph here of another sentence that I have. Just one second. Okay, so we'll paste that in and then end the paragraph tag. Now the reason I separated these into 2 paragraphs is that in between paragraphs the browser will break, so it'll space down. By break, I mean like do a line break. So similarly to when you're typing a paragraph in Word and you hit enter and start a new paragraph below, it will do that if you do the paragraph. So I could erase these and just have it be all one big paragraph, but I want there to be a break in between them. So that's all for my about me, and then now I want to do another heading 2 because I want the about me and this hobbies section to be the same heading level. So you just type in the hobbies with the H2 start and end brackets. And then for here I'm going to do an ordered list. So similarly to the unordered list that we did up here, you're going to start with OL for ordered list. And then you're going to space down, and I always tab over, and you have to have your list items. So I'm just going to type in some of my hobbies under each list. And you have to have at least 3 list items for your website. I'm going to go ahead and do 4, but at least have 3, and then make sure you end the ordered list. So now that will show up, the unordered list by default just shows up as bullet points, and the ordered list shows up as numerals, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So now the last thing that I'm going to do is add in a couple formatting tags. So some examples, I'm going to type them down here, are bold, which is just the B tag, italics is an I, underline is a U. There's several others, but those are the big 3. You can look up on the W3 Schools website that I provided, you can look up some other formatting tags. So I'm going to make classics here when I said my major. I'm going to make that in italics. So you just put the italics sign in front of the word, and then you end it after the word. So now anything between these tags is going to be in italics. Then I'm also going to make this welcome to my web page bold. So again, you'll put your start and end tags, and any text that's in between those will be bold. Make sure you end the tag, because if you don't, it will probably just bold everything, because it'll just keep going all the way down. There's no ending tag. And then I'm just always double check to make sure I started and ended everything. So we have our HTML up here and it ends down here. Our head starts there and ends there. Then we have the body. So everything is ended, and then you can check each thing, the H1, the unordered list, the list items, all the way through. One thing about HTML is every little detail is incredibly important. So you really want to have attention to detail, that, if you forget to do this, it could really mess up, and all of this would be displayed as a heading too. Examples like that. So just make sure that you proofread everything, that you're careful when you're typing it, and that if you test your web page and it's not displaying correctly, that you go back through and look to see what could be wrong. But when you're making a complex web page, it's much easier to be careful the first time than it is to now go searching through pages and pages of HTML code to figure out what went wrong. So you'll just save your web page, and I'll go ahead and show you for page 1. I'm going to open it in Notepad as well. Open with Notepad. I already have some stuff here, but I'm just going to pretend like it started from scratch. And there's some parts that you can just go ahead and copy right in. I'm actually just going to copy the whole page over. I know I don't want all of this. I do want my my menu, but I don't want this ordered list. I don't want these hobbies and about me sections. I don't want the image or the welcome paragraph. I just want you can keep you need the doc type, the HTML and head and body sections, and then I'm going to keep this H1, and I'm going to call it discussion, because that's what your page 1 is going to be. It's going to be a discussion of your HTML experience. So I'll just call my H1 there, and then now you can start with a paragraph. You could even start with like a heading 2 to say, you could say things I enjoyed about HTML, and then you could do maybe one down here that's things I didn't enjoy. You don't have to do this. I'm just offering as a suggestion, and then you could do some paragraph text here. I think please write around 500 words. I'm not going to count every word, but try to hit around that mark and just talk about what you thought about it, what issues you had with HTML, what things you thought were really cool or like really surprised you about HTML, how you think you might be able to use it in the future, all that stuff. There's more information about that on the assignment sheet. But then you could just save page 1, and that makes it a little quicker because you can, all of this doc type and head and body and all that you created in your menu, you can repurpose in page 1, so you don't have to start all the way over. So I think that's it for the HTML code, so just go ahead and start typing yours and let me know if you have any questions.